All right, cue the cool intro.
I don't have a button for it.
Mike, check the bar report. I'm TC. That's Larry. What up, though?
What up, though? I think you froze up on us, though, already, just that quick.
Already. You look
Hey,
fabulous on my camera. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just saying.
Hey, man. Hey, you keep doing you, man. I'll roll with it.
Red t-shirt and shit this time.
Yeah, are you trying to telegraph your political?
Don't do that to me.
I'm just saying, like,
people gonna get this post-election and be looking at me crazy depending on the results.
America, just let you know, this is election eve. This is election eve, and my man's wearing red. All I gotta say, do with what you must, America. World.
Don't have the comments looking crazy. We are here.
Hey, you're back now.
Hey, oh, there we go. See, I told you, I told you I'm looking fabulous. You know, beard is luxurious. You know. Busta Rhymes.
Yes.
Back. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No. Go ahead.
I was say, back with the first album in 11 years. Which is crazy. How that's longer than a Nas album had been missing, which is crazy.
From still 11, got to us before Dre.
Dre put out an album though. It may not be Detox, but we got an album. How many years was it between Life is Good and the shitty Kanye album? I don't know.
I know.
But we got this. Last one was Back with My Bullshit.
Yeah, that was a good album. A real dope album.
Nah, was it?
I liked it. Hey, just like we was talking about a minute ago. There's a couple tracks in there that are
don't play the wrong songs in the wrong hood.
Exactly. But that album, even though it's
from Detroit, that's very possible.
Yeah. The Arab Money song. Not gonna say it how he says it. The Arab Money song. Yeah. Blast that song going to Dearborn.
I haven't listened to that in a long time though. It was
I liked it. So I was excited.
We just got finished banging out Cocaine from the Big Bang though, his Aftermath album. I really like that album.
Fantastic.
Before we get into this review for this album, Busta Rhymes has a weird history. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like, he's got a million. I'm over exaggerating. He has a lot of hits. A lot. But he's one of those legends who has a lot of hits with no consensus classic. It's kind of like Luda.
I would say that's very accurate. Or like Method Man.
Yeah. Method really don't have lots of hits though.
He's got a lot. He's got a lot of features. He has a lot of hits where just hot songs where he's featured a lot of dope verses. That's fair.
Yeah, but like Busta and Luda, they have hits.
Yeah,
but no consensus classic. Like you'll have people say The Coming is a classic, and I'm like, is it? I mean, I know nostalgia plays a whole lot into that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, E.L.E. 1. It's cool. It's very long, just like this one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Disaster Strikes. It's cool. I really like it. Good album. But is it classic?
It feels like it feels like it wants to be. Like for me, it's like one of those albums that I want to make it one, but I'm just not putting it there.
So we got this. And they were hyping it up as the greatest thing ever, Busta and his team, before this album came out. You had producers saying it was the best thing they heard all year. Some of them saying ever and shit. So, they had the hype train rolling. Put out a few songs already. We got the track with Anderson .Paak. The U. Yeah. I think some other tracks. I can't think of what it is. But it's finally here, 11 years later. First off, I love the cover.
Great cover.
It's like some Dr. Octagon type shit, but the fact that he's wearing this COVID mask and he's a skeleton is fucking great. And that little video that you showed me, the teaser for the album and shit. Mm-hmm. You got the Catholic dude switching to the skull and shit. Shit was dope. Say probably really, pissed people off with that.
He definitely pissed off a lot of people with that. Like, you know, it's kind of like one of those things. Like when you see that type of like imagery, it sets the tone for what the album's going to be like. I kind of got that same, like that same DMX, that flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood, that iconic album cover. Him standing with that blood coming out of the tub, mm-hmm. Like he's standing by the tub. Like I remember my mom when she saw that album cover, she was like, "You're not getting this album." I was like, "Why not?" She was like, "That's demonic. That's satanic." You know, because my mom's very, very religious, and now obviously it's just imagery. And at this point in time, I'm a grown ass man. You know, either you're gonna be for it, or you're gonna be against it, or you just do it for entertainment purposes.
Tell your mama leave you alone.
Leave me alone. Hey, mama, leave me alone. But yeah, like that set the tone. I'm like, this is gonna be a dark album, and I wouldn't necessarily say it was heavy. It was hard, and there was. I thought there was a couple of weird ones in there that kind of shook me. We'll talk about those in a minute. But subtracting those, I think that the energy matched the album cover. But there's like those one-offs. There was more than one. There's a couple of them that I could just easily be like, what was this? What do you think?
I thoroughly enjoyed the album. You know, I looked at it as like, Jesus Christ, this shit's over an hour long. You know, nowadays, hour-long albums scare me. You know, you have a high probability of half your album being really whack when you go that long. So I was shocked to say, good. I didn't get a whack album at all. You know, you open up with the, you know, you only got 5 years left from Chris Rock and shit. You know, great. Go back to The Coming, because that's how the intro goes to The Coming and shit. I was shocked to hear Rakim on the opening track, because I didn't look at the track list. And I was like, oh shit, is that Rakim? Okay. I haven't heard Rakim in a minute. He kills that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like you talking about setting the vibe and shit. He got some lines on there and stuff too. You know. Talking about Babylon and the one true Lord bringing them down. He talking about melting the ice caps, and then the next line he talking about uncurable viruses, which is a thing that can happen from the polar ice caps melting and shit. Old dormant viruses killing motherfuckers. Then of course, you know, the shit that we dealing with right now is all, you know, it's like, okay, I see where we're going. It's a nice setup for this. And then, you know, one thing I like, and I was gonna say, it leads into the Purge shit, which I don't know if anybody else has used the Purge siren before in a beat. It probably has been done, but
yeah, I'm sure it has.
I've been waiting for somebody to take that shit and make something dope out of it, and it fucking was dope when that shit come on from the transition.
Oh, yes.
And I was gonna say, one thing I really appreciate on this album is the transitions. I really do. It reminds me, like, flows great. Outside of a few hiccups here and there, you got, you know, it's seamless from a lot of tracks to tracks, which I really miss on a lot of things. It's kind of like listening to a tape, you know, back in the day, because some of the stuff you'll have like intros or like the Farrakhan shit where you get a verse on the back half, so you gotta sit through it. It's not like a separated track, so where you can skip that shit. Like, you know, kind of like Kendrick shit on T-Pab, where you got to listen to it, you know, the little poems and shit or whatever at the end. So that was dope. I like the transitions, man. That shit is great.
Yeah, I mean that is one of the more epic transitions, to him going to his monologue and then going into the countdown, and then the siren. Like, it kind of just puts you in that situation. It's like he's bringing that energy of where he's talking about systematic oppression, how the coming of days, all, like you're saying, extinction level shit.
Yeah.
And how it's bringing it all together. and then you start off the album with the Purge.
Yeah, and then you end it with Satanic.
Bro.
Yeah. The Satanic shit though I thought was, funny,
Yeah.
People would say, all this shit that niggas is doing this demonic and shit like that. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna roll with it for the imagery and the music, but I like I like the bookend and how you started it. I like the bookend. It was cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like you could tell that and for something like this, it's worth an hour 18, hour 16, whatever it is. If you got the time. It's kind of like who's it? The Hot Summer Night in Los Angeles. Was that long ass album? Blue, yeah. Like that's an album where like you can still cherry pick songs out of here. It's not a problem. You'll still enjoy it. But that album you have to
appreciate
listen
it
to.
more. Yeah.
Bingo, exactly. And so even though you can still cherry pick songs out of this album, you do get a better appreciation for it. Like how we're going to the first and second song. Well, let's talk about a couple of these hiccups real quick.
Because I know it's bothering you. I feel you.
It's go ahead. You go ahead.
The Don and the Boss.
Bro. What? First of all, no, my first hiccup was
your first hiccup. Okay, let's go back.
my first hiccup is out of my mind.
Oh, which one?
That's the one, Belle Biv DeVoe.
No, I fucks with that. I like that chop, dog.
I knew you would. Chop. Oh, God, I knew you would. I was listening. I'm sitting there listening to it. I'm like,
I like that chop.
No. Did you talk to West Side Gun about just finding that loop and just doing it?
Like I was like, I like that chop on that, dog. That shit was great.
No.
I like the way he was flowing, dog. Every time, like he was hitting the bar right every time that that noise on the track.
Yeah. But yeah, and then but then it started getting off. I was like, I'm like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. That right there missed me so bad.
Yeah.
But then I appreciate and here's where it's not a hiccup, but I appreciate it because he really reeled me back in. It's like, so I do not follow Nation of Islam. Like I don't follow any organization. But I do appreciate hearing like something that's powerful, as in the words of like a Louis Farrakhan, and how real he speaks, whether it be theatrical, whether it be for good intent, ill intent, whatever it's for, he does make sense when he speaks. And that track with him talking that through it reeled me back in. I'm like, okay, cool. I want to come back into this. And then he goes into slow flow, and I hear ODB.
Well, you got the back half still. You got the back half of that with the Farrakhan track, where he does wind up spitting for a couple minutes at the end of it. At first, you thought it was just gonna get nothing but Farrakhan talking for the whole track, and it might become a skippable. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Not because of Farrakhan, but because it's not a track you're gonna listen to. It's just him talking, but he adds bars at the end of that mug. So now you got to listen to the whole track again.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It goes back into this thing of like listening to it on tape. You're not finna, fast forward to certain parts. You're not doing that. You're gonna be forced to listen to the whole thing. If he separates all the parts and tracks, it's gonna be like Big Sean's album, where I'm gonna skip every one of them skits. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? Like everything where it's Erykah Badu, or whether it be Dave Chappelle, skipping all of them.
You don't like the skits. I like the skits.
No, it's not about liking it. It's just I want to get to the music. You know what I'm saying? I don't plan on throwing something like that in the background. It's not good enough for me to even throw in the background. But I'm going to skip them if I do go back to that album, which is unlikely. But like on this, he's forcing you to. So luckily, it's not bad to where you go, oh my God, I'm skipping this. I don't care how good the bars is. So it's cool.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, then you go to slow.
He picked it back up. Slow flow, cool. But just to stay consistent, get back to the hiccups. And then we get to Down the Boss.
Hold on. Slow flow.
What?
It's fucking great. You will not skip past that track.
No. How we got to this was talk about the hiccups. We didn't come back to the sweet shit.
Okay,
I just want to get these hiccups out the way.
Okay.
Yeah, because you hit me with the Don and the Boss. I said, let's rewind it. Let's talk about Out of My Mind. And you happen to like it, which is crazy.
I think you're tripping on Out of My Mind.
I think you're tripping. I think you are tripping. I think you need to.
Can we both agree on Don and the Boss, though?
We 100% agree on that. I don't know. That was a swing and a miss.
That shit is a so. I don't know why we have Jamaican Busta Rhymes still. I don't know why he hasn't let that go yet. He's done it a few times over the years, and I'm like, nah, this ain't it.
Oh man. Hey man, it's just him tapping into his roots.
I guess.
That's
a swing and a miss.
It is a swing and a miss.
But is it you a miss? Because that shit don't fit either. But it's a typical Busta Rhymes kind of song, I guess. But it's just weird at the same time.
It's weird. I think it's a dope track. It's just out of place. Like I would take that as like a bonus track or something like that.
Exactly. I think it should have been a bonus track at the end. Or something just happened.
I would take that as a bonus. But yeah, Don and Boss can't do it. I have this weird conflict with Where I Belong.
I'm trying to think of which track. Oh, the one
with Mariah. She does her classic Mariah.
Yeah.
I don't really know how
you had to have the Mariah track come back and shit.
I mean, I get it, and that's the reason I hate it. That's why I say I'm in conflict with it.
Like I said, I don't dislike it. It's not like it's not like listening to the Don and the Boss. I would never listen to that track again.
I appreciate the Jackson 5 sample of Young God.
First off, shit was great.
Oh, so perfect. But
that shit is just a lead in though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for You'll Never Find. But after Where I Belong, that's pretty much it. Other than that, those were the little hiccups between.
No, it's a lead in for Look Over Your Shoulder where we get one of a great Kendrick verse.
Oh, we're gonna come back to that. That's fine. But just to knock out the last hiccup, that conflict with Where I Belong. So like if I could remove them out of my mind, scrap, it's just out of there. Don and the Boss. And honestly, Where I Belong, it could join. It actually I would keep You and then put Where I Belong as a bonus track, but I would straight up get rid of Don and the Boss. I would put that on like some mixtape shit. And
I wouldn't even put that as a single.
No, that just goes back in the vault actually.
He owes somebody some money for that one back in.
You said what?
He owes somebody some money for that. It's like, dog, you're gonna put this shit on your album.
It's do us a favor. Somehow Bell Biv DeVoe was like, yeah, you're gonna put this on there.
That shit was hard.
No, whatever, kid. All right, so anyway, let's go back to some sweet shit.
Slow flow.
Yeah. So, now I didn't realize, once again, I don't look at who's on the tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And just to hear
ODB come on.
ODB on there, I was like, yo. And I can't remember the last track that I heard somebody pull ODB verse. Oh, I can't. But every time you hear it, it's always amazing.
First off, nigga, that beat was great. Did you hear? Yeah, that part right there, and how his verse was kind of following that pattern in terms of the cadence. That shit was dope, man. I was like, okay, killing this shit with this cadence right now.
Yes, sir.
Even with the rhyme running over the beat, and that shit was great. I'm like, okay, Busta. ODB coming in, he talking about, let me slow it down. Classic verse. What I find interesting with that is there's nothing on this album of Busta rapping fast.
No.
Like,
true.
No. You got it for like
the whole way through.
You got it for like
the whole way through.
Yeah, I'm talking about like a whole 16. You got like 4 bars. And I can't remember what track it is, but it's like a small section where you got it for like half a second. But there's like none of that for an extended period of time like you would have gotten on a whole bunch of other tracks before. Right. And I don't mean like, fast, like look at me now type shit, but like even some of the stuff that he did back in the day, you don't have none of that on here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, that's what a lot of people will. He doesn't even do that a lot in terms of if you go back and listen to a lot of his albums. A lot of his rapping just like this, but that's what is popular and grabs people's attention. And I'm, excuse me, shocked there's not any of that on this album. It's interesting to me. I don't know.
No, I agree.
But it also
he just shows off his capability. Yeah, he shows the capabilities when he needs to. I mean, he's a versatile rapper.
Busta Rhymes only raps fast.
That's the furthest thing from the truth. Just like because even in the next track where he's on there with Q-Tip, his flow is slow on that.
Oh yeah,
like it's, I mean, it's not slow, but it's like it's a little bit slower than what is typical on any track. Like if we go back to if we go forward on any track like True Indeed, it's a very similar flow. It's easy to understand. You're not like, you don't have to rewind it. If you rewind it, it's because he said some dope shit. But it's easy to follow. It's easy to roll with. Similar cadence that you hear like a Kendrick flow on, but he's just bodying the beat. He bodies the beat like the Baby, but in a more structured manner, in a more on beat manner.
Now
it's more like syllables, rhyming the syllables, kind of like rhyming the syllables with the beat and the cadence.
I want to talk about this Rhapsody track.
Okay.
Because you never get a track like this. Ever. Where it's about, essentially the dude it's called Best I Can. But the girl's being petty and doing stuff to be petty. And you got her apologizing for it. And you got Rhapsody to rap it, which I found so interesting.
Once again, the lead in though, from Don and the Boss. Did you get that far into it?
Dog, I hate that song. So I forget. There's a lead in right at the end of it. I know.
It's a phone call. He's calling her to go pick up his son.
That's another thing.
I'm gonna be there
that's
in 2
why
hours.
You gotta listen to all these tracks all the way to get it.
Like,
or you
if you're not here by 8, then you're not doing it. And it's like,
and I'm like, what? Like, he's still coming to get his son. Like, what is you doing? Cause you just being petty because he ain't doing it your way.
And that's a perfect lead in the set.
It
sets the stage for the song. Like, and it makes the song that much better. It's
just, I find it interesting. You know what I'm saying? That is the perspective of it. It's like, normally it's the reverse where you get the dude apologizing and saying I'll do better and shit like that. But now you got her doing it. And I just find it interesting that it was like, hey, Rap, can you come do this verse for me and give me this particular perspective? I was like, okay.
I almost felt like Rhapsody was the chick.
I feel about that track.
I almost started like, how is there something I missed? I felt the passion. I'm like, damn. And that sample, the Best I Can to fill in the rest of that verse.
Yeah, I'm never the biggest fan of, they dropping out their bar to have that being, put in. It's a cheat. You know what I'm saying? For some things, when you rap it, it's a cheat. You don't have to try and fill in the bar with something that rhyme, and you can just throw in this part that's set out of the beat.
Like Cameron Boy. Oh boy.
Yeah. But sometimes it can be creative.
Yeah, or like just like Styles, like Get High.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it can work, and I think this one, like, there's other tracks that's failed miserably. I can't think of off the top of my head, but I think it works very well because of the essence of the track. Because she's coming from the point that, like, yeah, I was being petty. You was doing the best you can. You're trying to be a better man. I forget how the flow go, and then he comes in and talk about his perspective, how you just want to like choke her ass out, but you're not gonna put his hands on her. He should have got his sister come up your ass. And then at the end he said thank you. Because they appreciate her because she made him a better dad. Like, I'm like, man, this is some wild shit. Like, this is some real shit. Crazy. Because like everybody knows somebody who's got a relationship that's like that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Then you have Mariah Carey skip it.
Yeah, we still got some other tracks though that are still really good, like how the Purge leads into Strap Yourself Down. You know what I'm saying? Then we got the track with MOP coming on with Czar. That's just dope. All them tracks in a row are just dope.
Yeah. Perfect energy.
Oh, I know one thing. I don't ever want to hear Busta Rhymes say "booby" ever again. I was like, whoa. I don't ever want to hear you say that again, Bust. That shit don't even flow out your mouth properly, dog. Like
that's funny as hell.
That's on the track Deep Thought.
Oh yeah.
Well, rest my head on my shorty booby. Like what? He didn't even try and rhyme nothing with it later on either, which I'm kind of glad he didn't. He could have said something with booty or something. No, it would have made it worse, I think. So he just let that one go.
No, because then you would have gave him all the struggle bars.
Yeah, them would have been struggle bars right there. First off, you said booby in a track. Like, that's crazy.
But Deep Thought is a dope ass track.
It's a good track. I just thought that was
like
first couple bars.
Where I Belong, Mariah Carey so doesn't belong in there. There's absolutely no reason to listen to it because there's zero lead in.
Okay.
I just had to make that point. I just don't like that song. I don't know. I just come to the conclusion now. I was in conflict. I just don't like the song.
For the Mariah Carey shit?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a track. The track before there's a lead in.
No, there's a lead into the Mariah Carey track, but there's no lead in from the Mariah Carey track in Deep Thought.
Ah, gotcha.
So yeah, that's enough for me, dog.
What you think of Rick Ross? Master Fard Muhammad.
Of course, Rick Ross comes in with a perfect Rick Ross beat, and a perfect Rick Ross verse. Just like Push said, he's always gonna get a verse from Ross because he delivers a perfect verse every time. It's silky. It's silky. What?
I'm not a fan of Rick Ross, but I get it.
I know you're not.
But I get it. So I'm just gonna roll with it.
How can you? Why do you not like this man?
I
don't think we reviewed. Have we reviewed a Rick Ross album? I think we want to do Teflon Don. Did we do?
No, Teflon Don is old.
Not Teflon. I'm sorry. It's my favorite album cover.
I have that on vinyl, by the way.
See, this is why I hate you. I don't even know why I did this show with you.
Dude, have it on vinyl.
Is it still in the package? Port of Miami.
It hasn't been open.
Port of Miami too.
No, we did review that.
Did we?
Yeah.
You probably roasted it.
I think I just kind of Kanye shrugged it and called it a day.
I didn't know emoji.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Clark loved it. If I remember correctly.
Man. What is your beef with?
Doesn't do it for me, dog. That's it. I don't know. It's nothing creative. He just has great beats, and people like the vibe of what it is. But it's like, bro, what are you talking about?
Luxury rap. Hey, it's big boss rap, no different than like West Side Guy.
Yeah, but there's people who do it better in terms of luxury rap. For me, I'd rather listen to Ray. Push.
Yeah, like Push is probably my favorite. Like, even when you talk about like Ghostface, like Ghostface is like my. It's Ghostface, like, we can go on a tangent, Griselda and everything. Yeah, we can go on a tangent, but yeah, you need to appreciate Rick Ross a little bit more. You need to level up.
Okay, I'll appreciate Teflon Don because I have it on vinyl.
I don't know, man. I feel like you should just listen to Rick Ross while you read your toilet paper thin page books.
Nigga, that book took so much out of me, nigga. I ain't read a page of nothing.
Of course, you ain't reading them for 3 years.
Nah, it didn't take me long to read it. That's the crazy part.
No, I'm saying you're not gonna read nothing else for 3 years.
Shit just makes your brain hurt, bro.
Yeah, it's like you gotta take a 3-year hiatus from reading.
Fucking Dostoevsky is
you're looking at pop-up books and 3D pictures. No, but
you got some other decent tracks in here though, man, that aren't necessarily great standouts, but they're not bad, obviously. Like Boomp.
Yeah, Boomp is good. I love that boom like throughout the it's great. Boom. What's the name? I was thinking about the sound he has
On what?
here on Boom. How he comes in kind of airy and singing. That sound is like I couldn't put my finger on it.
I have no idea. There's no sample or anything like that that's listed on this shit.
Not the sample. No, just how Bus is kind of his delivery.
Ah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not coming to me. I had to listen to some more.
I did buy this on vinyl. I pre-ordered it. I like this album a lot. I'm gonna give it some more spin.
This is gonna get a lot more spins for me. Definitely a big fan of this album because I already wore out Benny's album. I can't listen to that for another couple weeks. I listened to it too much. So yeah, this one definitely.
Is there like a? I don't know. It's funny you don't have like the popular single like we would normally get from a Busta album. Like there's tracks that's on every Busta Rhymes album. You go, yep, that's the one. Is that on here? Would it be Slow Flow?
No. I feel that somehow, some way, Where I Belong is going to be in circulation somewhere because Mariah Carey.
I don't know. I can see it though, but
it's like, I mean, the beat is dope. Like I mean, songs doesn't do it for me. That's the only thing. I don't think Slow Flow could do it.
Czar with MOP.
Yeah, I don't really know, man. Like you said, it's a hard one to try to pick one that stands out.
All right, I'm gonna ask you a question then. Here you go.
I can't say.
Off the top of your head, without going back and researching, is this the best Busta Rhymes album? Because I've been hearing people say yes, and I've heard people say no. I've already read people calling this shit a classic. Some people laughed at him.
It's not a classic.
It's not
close. It's very good.
Rhymes hasn't given me one classic.
It's an excellent album. It's a all the way through for me, top to bottom, with the subtracting those three. And hell, I'll even leave in a Mariah track just for a little bit of balance. But just taking out Don and Boss and
don't do it.
Don't do it. Yep. Okay, fine. Fuck it. I'll leave that one in. This is probably the best body work.
It's interesting because I think it might be in terms of production the overall strength of the overall, aggregate of tracks. Mm-hmm. But all his other albums have tracks that elevate higher overall. This one doesn't have any of those individual tracks that stand out so much. It's like, hey, these are all pretty decent songs, so therefore it's the best album.
So you're saying, like, I mean, other albums will have bangers that are up here.
They have bangers, but then there's some that like flatten out. It's like, whereas this one is more like a
straight through. A little bit elevation.
It might be more like a really short bell curve versus being pushed to the left side.
It drops off on bell, comes back up for me.
I don't.
It's a series of just a couple.
It's more closer to a flat line that just happens to be higher up on the chart. You know what I'm saying? It's not low. It's not classic, but it's like.
So if you were to grade this album out, so if you would say like E.L.E. 1, like grades out at like a 7.8, is this at like an 8.0? Is it 7.6? Like, because we know you like fractions.
I can't think of it on a score like that. I got to really listen to some. I really need to go back and listen to the older albums to really wrap my head around like where they failed at, and some of the fluff in the middle. Because I did listen to E.L.E. 1 like maybe 2 weeks ago randomly, and it's got some skips in the middle. that I really, or some commercial tracks that I'm just not feeling. But I don't know. I need to go back and listen to all of them because I haven't listened to like Anarchy in like ages. I have no idea what's on that album off top. I haven't listened to Disaster Strikes in a minute.
Yeah, it's like Genesis, like way back.
Genesis, I haven't listened to that
like 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. So it's been a long time. Hell, we got 11 years for this album. But overall, I think this is really good. I got to think about it in the grand scheme of 2020. But if you haven't listened to this, you need to. It's really good.
Definitely worth the time.
Put together a pretty solid album. A lot of these tracks are old, though. And verses are old. Like that Kendrick verse is old. That's a few years old already. It is good. I like it.
Yeah. Very solid album. Definitely worth the time.
Yeah.
Definitely get some out of it.
I'm gonna give it some more spins.
Hell yeah.
I really don't have much else to say about this, man, unless you do.
No, it's to see if the world is burned down or started to burn down by the time we do the next album.
E.L.E. 3.
We might not be able to see E.L.E. 3. Like Chris Rock said, this might be the last day.
Hey, you got 1 hour left, nigga. Oh.
You got 1 hour left. You about to die. And you get to listen to the Busta Rhymes album, you bitch.
On that note, I'm about to get out of here.
Hope everybody's safe coming out of the election.
If you enjoy this album, let us know what you think down in the comments down below. Go ahead and share with your friends, your grandma, her friends, euchre pals, whatever, whoever you want to share it with,
Do you know how to play euchre?
I never played euchre in my life. I'm out. Peace.